So your baby has outgrown their bassinet. Now is the time to transition to the crib. This transition isn't always the easiest because babies get used to their surroundings, and a new crib can be a big change that might cause some initial frustration. To start, make sure the crib and the room environment are ready. I want you to have a firm mattress and a clear crib with no pillows, stuffed animals, or blankets. Firm-fitting sheets made from a natural, breathable fabric such as cotton or bamboo, and an optimal room temperature somewhere between 68 and 72 degrees. You can use your Nanit app to track the temperature of the room. We also want a really dark room, which is going to help signal to your baby that it's time to sleep. And I love to add a white noise machine if you haven't already. The white noise is going to become a really nice sleep association for your baby, and they will know that when they go into the crib, they see that it's dark, they hear the white noise, and know that it's time to get themselves to sleep. The white noise will also make it easier for them to transition to a new environment when you travel. Once you have all the necessary elements for the transition process available, the big question is what's the best way to make that transition with as little disruption as possible to your baby. Some families decide to rip the Band-Aid off and move to the crib for nights and naps all at once, and others would prefer to take the transition more gradually, and it's really up to you. If you want to take a more gradual route, you can move the crib into your room first and get your baby to sleep in it before moving the crib into your baby's room. You can also try getting your baby to take naps in the crib during the day before trying out transitioning at nighttime. You might want to also have your baby play in the crib a few times during the day to help them get used to the feeling of the new mattress and the bigger space. You may even want to stay in the room for a bit of time during the initial stage of transitioning until your baby falls asleep. I would suggest that just for the first few initial days of the transition, you don't want that to become a habit. But for a lot of families, it can really help ease the anxiety that they might be feeling around the transition. A consistent bedtime routine will also help with that transition. Babies love the consistency of a routine and thrive when they have a consistent bedtime and a consistent bedtime routine. They find comfort and predictability in knowing what comes next, and we see very clearly in the data that babies who have a similar bedtime most nights and the same bedtime routine most nights sleep better and longer than babies who don't. So I would encourage you to choose a bedtime that works for your family and find a bedtime routine that you all enjoy. This is a great time to be laying the groundwork for creating healthy sleep habits for life and giving your child the gift of sleep. But remember, the transition process can be challenging. Your baby might take a little while to get used to the new sleeping environment, so use the tools you have at your disposal. Your Nanit camera can help you keep tabs during this transition, and you can track your baby's sleep patterns within the app and track progress and improvements in falling asleep and staying asleep. Notifications like cry detection can also keep you from going into the room too often and disturbing your baby, since you can trust that you'll be notified when your baby really needs you. We want to help build your confidence as a parent and help you learn about your baby and their unique sleep patterns and habits so that you can parent confidently and know your baby is safe and secure and sleeping soundly. Using your Nanit sound and light machine and playing white noise can also be a great tool to drown out any distracting noises from outside and help your baby sleep better and longer. Ultimately, the goal is to get your baby to learn how to fall asleep on their own in the crib at the beginning of the night. When they can do that, it makes it much easier for them to fall back to sleep when they wake up during the night.